On the ward, we use a domotica system that generates alarms using 4 separate sensors. These are placed under the bed, one in the room itself, one above the entrance door of the apartment, and one in the bathroom. These 4 sensors provide a good impression of the activity in a resident's apartment. The advantage of this domotica system is, among other things, that the risk of falling becomes limited. It doesn't mean it can avoid a fall from happening, but it does show us that there is movement in a room and that at some point the movement stops, meaning that there is inactivity. That's a clear sign that you should go and have a look. It doesn't prevent a fall, but it does prevent that people will lie on the floor for a long time with all the consequences that go with it. Another advantage is that early in the morning you no longer have to disturb people. Are they out of bed or still in it? I can now see on my smartphone the status of all the residents on my ward. It's clearly stated whether someone is still in bed or in a room, or maybe already making its way to the hallway. Recently, we had an inactivity report from the bathroom of a gentleman who's usually very independent in going to the toilet. When the inactivity report came to us, that was a sign to check on him straight away. The gentleman in question didn't have the strength to stand up by himself. He'd been sitting still on the toilet for so long that we received the inactivity report. Once there, we could help lift him up. On the ward, we used to have a different alarm system, which generated many false alarms. So when this new domotica system was introduced, all the colleagues had to get used to it. Of course, after 1 week, some colleagues claimed that it wasn't working because they weren't getting any alarms. What was happening was that there were no more false alarms anymore. If someone comes out of bed and sits on the edge of the bed, that means that someone is really up. It's not just the slight movement of a blanket or a foot that slipped off the mattress. So we're very satisfied with this system. We get a lot less false alarms, actually almost none anymore, which means that we have more quality time for our 12 residents. It's also a very safe feeling that someone can be monitored in the entire apartment. It's not always needed, and not all functionalities are turned on for each resident. But it is an option, and that feels very safe.